Shem Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that have taught this truth and continue to teach this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. The title of this one will be In the Kingdom, You Will Be in Your Right Mind. Okay. So let's get into this. There's a saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I just want you to look and soak this in for a second. Now what we have here is a comparison of brass to the hand of our people. In fact, let's get some precepts, some examples here. Revelations 1:13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Now this here is a description of Yahweh Shai, which many erroneously call him, and I hate saying this word, Jesus. White man Jesus, which when you go into the history of this deity, it originates from Ptolemy the First and was resurrected again by the Borgia family. Yes, this false image and deity called Jesus. When you go into the name, Yeh, meaning earth, and Sus, meaning dirt. Jesus, or Jesus, earth dirt. Imagine that. Man, I tell you, man, the wickedness of the heathen, man, it just doesn't stop. And so no, his name ain't no goddamn Jesus. Moving on, man. Shit is upsetting. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. And the name of the Son, our big brother, is Yahweh Shai. Moving on. Let's get back to this. And so, let's start again. So, let's get back to that picture. Let's soak that in again. This is a comparison right here of brass to the hand of our people. Okay? We're not black. All right? We're different shades of brown. Again, the wickedness of the heathen and his folly and his bullshit. You see the outline surrounding this picture? That's black. All right? We're not black. We're different shades of brown. And so again, looking at this comparison of the brass to the hand of our people, let's get a precept. All right? Let's get a precept here. So Revelations 1:13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like a flame of fire. And his feet like unto brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. Let's get another example here. Let's get another example. Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel 1 and 5. And so, in this context, Ezekiel is describing what he saw of the angels, their appearance. Okay? Ezekiel 1 and 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. And every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. Okay, soak that in one more time. All right. Let's get into, soak this in right quick here. Virginia passed 2 acts in 1682 that combined Native Americans and Africans into one category as Negroes. We're not goddamn Africans. Okay? We fled down into West Africa to escape the persecutions, but we're not Africans. Okay? In fact, the Africans are the Hamites. We're not Hamites. We're not Africans. We are the Israelites. We are a different people, a separate people from the Hamites. Again, the folly of and the wickedness of the heathen. Anyway, let's get to the point of this. Virginia passed 2 acts in 1682 that combined Native Americans and Africans, which were not Africans, into one category as the Negroes. And so basically the Jakes that were captured and sold into slavery, and then those that were already here. Okay? They're basically saying that in 1682 they categorized all of them as Negroes. Esau knows what he's doing. He understood that we were one people. We were just different tribes. And so the Negro Indians is the tribe of Gad, the Gadites. And those that were brought over as slavery was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and whatever other tribes was with them. Then the tribes that were already over here was the Northern Kingdom. Okay? And the northern kingdom would consist of Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Okay? They were already over here. Okay? And so, soak that in. So the tribes are here. All right? Soak this in for a second. Soak this in. Brazil, 1428. Yeah, they don't look like slaves. Soak this in. Soak it in for a moment. All right. Let's move on here.
Kids not mine. None of them. 4 kids. 5, 10, 12, and freaking 8. How's that even possible? Jackass. How's that possible?
How is it possible?
How is it possible all 4 kids not mine?
Wait a minute. Why are you so loud?
Why am I so loud?
Why are you so loud?
Why are you so trifling?
Why are you so
Why are you
loud?
trifling? Talk to me.
What is this?
Talk to me.
What's this?
Who the hell is the father? Open it up. Who's the father?
It's not you? You're not the
She
father?
ain't showing no goddamn remorse. Look at this
Damn
shit.
bullshit. Anyway, damn right I'm not. I'll tell you right now, you and your 4 bastard kids gonna get out of my house. Yeah, those little bastards gotta go. They gotta go. Hear what I
You can say
said?
whatever you want to about me, but don't talk about my
No,
kids.
they have to let everybody know what you did and what you thought. You understand me?
Get away. Get away.
Let's get a
What do you mean,
preset.
Get away.
Let's get a preset. Ecclesiasticus 26 and 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear Yahweh. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
There's just something about men sleeping in that I can't stand. As a man, why are you still asleep? I could be outside mowing the lawn. So I just cannot, I don't know. Wake up. Why are you all dainty still laying in bed? Why are you still sleeping? Get up. Go clock in. Okay, go build a house. Go clean the grill. I don't know. Find something to do. Wake up.
Let's get a precept here. Let's close this out. Let's close this out. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to assert authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was the first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and in charity and holiness with sobriety. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this lesson. Jephthah's tragic vow. Then the Spirit of Yahweh came upon Jephthah, and he passed over Gilead and Manasseh, and passed over Mespha of Gilead, and from Mespha of Gilead he passed over unto the children of Ammon. And Jephthah vowed unto Yahweh, and said, if thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into my hands, then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the door of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be Yahweh's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. And this is why Yahweh Shai had gave us instructions about not vowing vows. In fact, let me find that. Give me a moment here. Give me a moment here. We're gonna pause that. Let's find that real quick. So just hang in for a second. I'm gonna find that precept where Yahweh Shai had given us that instruction about vows. So, I don't want to hold up the lesson. In fact, let's just hold that thought about that. I like to, when I present things in the spirit and in the truth, I want it to be 100% truth, and I don't want it to be speculation. And so, it's going to take me a while to find that precept. And so, I'm going to take back my words regarding vows and what Yahweh Shai said. You know, I want it to be fact and not just, me speaking as a man, or earnestly speaking as a man. So disregard that comment. Let's just get back to the lesson. I know Yahweh Shai said something along that lines, but I'm not sure. But I don't want to throw that out there and cause any confusion, unnecessary confusion. That's not necessary. So, because I'm not going to be able to find that precept. But I'm going to give it a try real quick here. So just hang in here, and if I can't find it, please disregard my words regarding what Yahweh Shai said about vows until I can bring out the precepts exactly what was stated. Okay? believe when I go through my notes, give me a second here. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna move on into the lesson. Okay. But and please disregard my words concerning what Yahweh Shai said about vows. You know, I want to be 100% right and exact. And I don't want to leave anything to speculation. So we're going to disregard that comment. So please forgive me. And so let's get back to the lesson here. Then the Spirit let's just pick it up at the beginning real quick here. Then the Spirit of Yahweh came unto Yaphtha, and he passed over Gilead and Manasseh, and passed over Mespha and Gilead, and from Mespha of Gilead he passed over unto the children of Ammon. And Yaphtha vowed a vow unto Yahweh, and said, If thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into my hands, then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be Yahweh's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. So Yaphtha passed over unto the children of Ammon to fight against them, and Yahweh delivered them into his hands, and he smote them from Aroer even till thou come to Minnith, even 20 cities, and unto the plain of the vineyards with a very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel. And Yaphtha came to Mespha unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him with timbrel and with dances, and she was his only child. And so my point of reading and bringing this up was to show you that, like in times past, our woman was in her right mind. And yeah, there were a few that did things that weren't right, but as a whole, our woman was in her right mind. And so in the kingdom, our women will have a spirit like this young woman here. And she's not going to be out of order. She ain't going to be running to Esau. She's not calling 911. Running down to the courthouse and all this goddamn bullshit. She's going to be in her right mind, and she's going to be in order. All right. So let's go back into 34. And Yaphtha came to Mespha unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him with timbrel and with dances, and she was his only child. Beside her, he had neither son nor daughter. And it came to pass when he saw her, that he rent his clothes, and he said, Alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that trouble me. For I have opened my mouth unto Yahweh, and cannot go back. And she said unto him, My father, if thou hast opened thy mouth unto Yahweh, do to me according to that which hath proceeded out of thy mouth. For as much as Yahweh hath taken vengeance for thee of thine enemies, even of the children of Ammon. And she said unto her father, Let this thing be done for me. Let me alone 2 months, that I may go up and down the mountains and bewail my virginity, I and my fellows. And he said, Go. And he sent her away for 2 months. And she went with her companions and bewailed her virginity upon the mountains. And it came to pass at the end of the 2 months that she returned unto her father, who did with her according to his vow, which he had vowed. And she knew no man. And it was a custom in Israel that the daughters of Israel went yearly, that the daughters of Israel went yearly to lament the daughter of Jephthah the Gileadite 4 days in a year. I hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom.